Hey grandparents, we are back and we are still talking about grand conversations. We want to talk today about open and honest conversations with your grandchildren. And we've touched on this in a variety of ways over the time with Grandparenting A to Z, but we really want to focus today and just implore you to always be open and honest with grandchildren. Our world is full of so much right now that's confusing to them and difficult to talk about. And we as adults really need to communicate well with the young people in our lives. If we don't know an answer, say so. Help them find answers, whatever you need to do. But why is it so important to be open and honest? There's one word that really captures that answer, why it's so important, and that word is trust. Do you want to build trust with your grandchildren? Be honest. They will come to understand over time that you will always give them the right answer or the true answer. They may or may not like it as they grow up, but if they know that you'll give them an honest answer, there's an element of trust that underlies everything that you do. And it may be that that trust is what causes them to come to you someday, in a time where they really need some help making a decision or there's a crisis. You want to be known in their lives as a source of strength, a source of help, a source of trusted advice. So how do you start this? And I know we've been talking about conversations that happen, around the time of graduations, high school, college graduations, times when young people are taking a leap forward into adulthood and making big decisions. Well, having open and honest conversations really starts from day one with a grandchild. As soon as you learn, as they learn how to talk, you want to be interacting with them in a way that, you're building that trust, that communication. So start with a pattern of communicating. Start when they're young, answer their questions. Now, of course, you want to answer in age-appropriate ways, but it's really when we talk to children and we say things like, just because, or we come up with some, fairy tale answers to really serious questions, that doesn't help them. When a child asks a question, they're learning, they're expanding something in their mind and thought process or their personality. And so we can tone down answers to the right age level. And sometimes just the simple answer is all they want at that particular age. But give them the respect of doing that. Have fun and playtime in your communication too, of course. But when kids are asking questions, their minds are exploring, and we need to point them toward truth as much as possible. Build that security by answering their questions. Build foundations. Reassure them regularly that you'll always be honest with them. I have that conversation with my grandchildren regularly. We might be talking about an issue, and I can kind of gauge watching them when it's time to stop and just say that was enough for right now for their age. But then I reassure them and say, Nani will always give you an honest answer. If you have a question, you come to me and I'll always talk to you truthfully. So I reinforce and reassure them that I will be a source of honest communications. That is done consciously to build a foundation on our relationship, so that one day when they're adults, I can still talk to them, that they'll have a desire to talk to me. My adult children talk to me regularly, and I appreciate that. I hope that I've been an influence in their lives in a positive way, and that they trust that they can come to me when there are difficulties and they just want some input. I don't have to make their decisions for them, but if there's an issue, I enjoy having some input because I care about them. And I know you care about your children and your grandchildren, or you wouldn't be watching these videos. And then back to that word trust. A part of how we build trust as they get older, and we are dealing with older children and going into adulthood, is by being honest when we don't have an answer. When it's something we don't understand, are confused about ourselves, we can handle that a couple of ways. First of all, say, I don't know, but I'm happy to look for the answer. Or maybe, especially with the older children, say, let's find the answer together. Let's do some research. Let's have some conversation and analysis about this issue and reach our own conclusions. That's a great opportunity to maybe spend time with them, to create a shared interest. The world is so full of knowledge right now. I mean, we can, in our hands, we have telephones that are computers where we can Google an answer any moment and have sometimes millions of possibilities. So take time to explore answers with them. Build that trust by participating in the conversation, not just giving pat answers, not being dogmatic, and no baloney, okay? Don't give your grandchildren baloney answers, okay? I want you to really work hard to communicate, even if the subjects are uncomfortable. There are lots of uncomfortable subjects to talk about in our world today. And our kids, I believe, are looking for people who will engage, who will not judge, and who will explore answers with them. You, as a grandparent, are in one of those key trust positions in their life as an adult who can influence them, and you want to influence them in the most positive way possible. So always be open and honest with your grandchildren. Be grand, my friends.